I'm back. Holiday was great. Back into the swing of things now. Back to reality, and yeah, finally caught up with the jet lag. So yeah, that's done and dusted. It's taken me a while to get um, adjusted, especially with having a baby. Ordinarily with jet lag, I'll just sleep for like a weekend and just chill. With a baby, you've constantly got to be chasing your tail, and your time isn't your time. But yeah, I'm ready to go now and recovered. So yeah, this month it is Baby Loss Awareness Month. Different countries do it differently. Some have a specific week where they focus on it. Um, Looking on social media, it's some people have extended it for a month, which is really good. Um, I personally, okay, last year, Baby Loss Awareness Week, I knew of it, but I didn't discuss it. I only mentioned it to my husband. I said, "Oh, did you know that, this week exists?" This year, I am discussing it, though I'm not speaking about my own individual story. I've been online and I've seen so many women share their stories, and I've been really inspired by it. I believe that to do something like that, it takes a lot of courage, because you're sharing with the world the most painful thing ever, the most hurtful thing ever, the deepest wound ever. And for women to share that, I am totally inspired by them. Me personally, I don't feel I'm ready to share that. I'm not ready to put pictures up, but it's each to their own, I would say. If you are a woman who's lost a child, I would say you don't feel you have to do it. I mean, be inspired by it, but don't feel you have to do it. I haven't once felt like I've had to do it. Um, I was speaking to somebody who'd lost a child, and one thing that they did say is that it would be good for me to share my story. I believe that I will share my story when I'm ready to, if I'm ready to, but at the moment it's something that I'm not ready to do. And I haven't had a lot of people pushing me to explain, my story, especially not social media anyway. I think a few people have, but the way I look at it is that the people that are close to me already know what happened. The people that I'm not close to just know that my son passed away, and yeah, I will just leave it at that. Um, I will possibly do another vlog on um, questions that I was asked, or by people, whether it be friends or family or associates. Some questions were just like ridiculous. Some were just like, really, are you really asking me that question? And yeah, it's quite interesting actually. In hindsight, when you look back at it and you think, did somebody really ask me that question? Anyway, back to Baby Loss Awareness Month. Yeah, I have been inspired. It's quite sad that so many women have to go through the loss of a child, and there's different circumstances, but it's different circumstances, a great amount of pain, a great amount of suffering, and it's good that we have a chance to come together and meet other women who maybe not be in the exact same boat, but know and understand what it feels like to lose a child. Because I think a lot of the time when you speak to people, they sympathize. I mean, some people go as far as saying, yeah, I know how you feel, but really you don't, you really don't know. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't want somebody to know how I felt, because it's not a nice feeling at all, as you can possibly imagine, but it's the worst feeling ever. What was I going to say? Got a bit of baby brain. In terms of baby loss awareness, I've now made friends with people who've had like stillbirths, people that have had miscarriages, and one thing I find is that some people look at things like a miscarriage as, oh, it's just a miscarriage, it's, you know, it's fine, it wasn't even really anything. But you really can't look at it that way. For example, if a woman is 40 and it's her last chance at having a child and she suffers a miscarriage, she's not going to look at it and think, oh, it's just a miscarriage. No. I mean, the moment you find out that you've conceived, you have such a love for that child. And the moment you find out that you've lost that child, every dream, every aspiration, everything, it's like just gone, just gone. And it's quite an unbearable type of feeling, and it's quite hurtful actually. Even now, when I think of milestones that Eli reaches, when I think, oh, I wonder how Aaron would have been, it's something that's always going to be with you. I mean, most women who find out that they're pregnant, the first thing that they do is work out their due date, and already they're anticipating, oh, I'm going to have a baby at this time. And they've already anticipated that they're going to be having a birthday at a certain time. They're going to be celebrating a birthday at a certain time each year around a certain period. And then all of a sudden that just goes up in smoke. So there's a lot of expectation and a lot of, you know, a lot that just fizzles and is just gone just like that, which is very, very hurtful. An interesting thing happened the other day. So I saw someone I used to know, and she was pregnant. Now, I saw her first. She didn't actually see me, so I kind of scuttled away. And I was with Eli at the time, and I know obviously it's her first child, but why I scuttled away? Now, okay, I used to always scuttled. I didn't really scuttle. I just kind of like decided to take another route to get to where I was going. The reason why I did this was because I didn't want to explain to her that Eli was not my first child, knowing that she was about to have her first child. So I don't want to be one that has to hide and pretend that, oh, everything's fine, yeah, it's great, this is my first child. No, I didn't want to do that. So I felt, rather than be like, oh, hi, you having a baby? Oh, okay, it's your first. Yeah. Oh no, my first. That I couldn't do that. So that's the reason why I avoided her. And I remember soon after I lost Aaron, my doctor was speaking to me and saying that I might feel jealous towards women who are pregnant, or I might feel anger towards them. And I remember saying to him, well, unless the child that I see a woman with looks exactly like my son, then I don't think I will feel that way. And thankfully, I haven't felt that way. And I know that there are some women who have gotten angry at, for example, friends or family who have gotten pregnant after they've suffered a loss, which it's an emotional roller coaster. I'm not going to sit here and say it's a bad thing. I'm not going to say it's a good thing. It's just something that us women have to go through, and everybody's built differently, so everybody will react differently. I didn't feel that way, but I do remember somebody was saying to me that, you know, they get jealous when they see pregnant women. And I remember saying back, but you know, the thing is, you don't know that woman's journey. And it takes me back to a conversation I had with my sister. Soon after Aaron passed away, we were out somewhere and I saw a woman with 2 kids, and she just looked so happy. And I looked at her and then I said to my sister, lucky for some. And my sister reminded me, but you don't know like her story, you don't know her journey. And it's so true, because a lot of people, when they see me with Eli, they comment, oh, he's such a happy baby, oh, you know, oh, he's like this, he's like that. And they see the smiles that I have, they see the smiles that he has, but they don't know the history behind it, you know. Sometimes I feel to say it, but obviously I don't, because, you know, it's people that I will never see again. But it's quite interesting, because the thing is, you never know somebody's story. It's just like if you go out onto the street, you don't know who the person at the bus stop that you're sitting beside, you don't know what they've been through the last 24 hours, you know. So it's just something to bear in mind. But doing this vlog, I think it's made me think about questions that I've been asked that I will discuss in another vlog, because I think I've been talking for about almost 10 minutes now, so I'm going to kind of just like end it. But yeah, so it is Baby Loss Awareness Month. There are so many stories that you can read about if you're interested. Check it out on Instagram, check it out on Twitter. I've joined a couple of groups on Instagram, and yeah, the women there are very inspirational for sharing their stories. You know, some of the pictures are graphic in the sense that, you know, not everybody's ready to see a child who was stillborn, but at the end of the day, this is a reality, and nobody wants to see that, but women have to experience it, which is so unfortunate, you know. So it's just something to think about and something to be aware of. So yeah, if you know somebody that's, you know, lost a child, or, you know, had a miscarriage or so forth, and they're feeling a bit down, maybe point them in the direction of these support groups that are online. There are so many of them. I found some of them useful. I found it more useful to go online as opposed to go into groups. I did go to a couple of groups, but I don't know. It was just too much, I found. And because you're face to face with a person who's telling you about their journey, it kind of I've personally, it brought me down a bit, because obviously I'm grieving, and then listening to another person's story and seeing them so distraught, it just brought me down. And yeah, I just couldn't go anymore, as much as I would have liked to. But yeah, to know that there are women out there who suffer every single day, it's heartbreaking. Yeah. So yeah, on that sad note, let me leave the vlog before I start crying or something. But thank you for watching, and I hope I haven't brought you down. But I mean, it's something that is close to my heart, and it's a very unfortunate thing to be discussing. But yeah, thank you for watching. All right.